Welcome to the Word of Truth. This is Teacher D.H. Boone. Today's message is called Balancing Our Karma. People really don't understand karma, and some people don't believe in it, or some people just don't pay attention. Karma is somewhat of reaping and sowing. Karma is when you receive good or bad from your deeds. We will receive certain things, whether it's good or bad, depending on what deeds that we have done. So it's a form of cause and effect, and it's a form of reaping and sowing. That's why we have to watch what we do and how we treat people, because karma will come back on us. What we reap, we will sow. And you have to look at it like this: whatever seed you sow, that's what harvest you will get. So if you don't understand karma, I'm gonna explain it to you. If you sow a orange seed, you're gonna receive an orange seed. If you sow a apple seed, that's what you're gonna receive. You're gonna receive an apple tree, and you plant an orange seed, you're gonna receive an orange tree. Now, God told us to be fruitful and multiply. A lot of people just think that means just to keep having sex and keep reproducing kids, and that ain't what God meant. When he said be fruitful and multiply, the fruits of the spirits in Galatians, Paul talking about the fruits of the spirit, which is just love, joy, peace, patience, goodness, kindness, gentleness, faith, and self-control. So when you plant these type of seeds, then you will get the kind of seeds that you plant. Love, joy, peace, patience, goodness, kindness, gentleness, faith, and self-control will come back to you. You will reap what you sowed. You will get a harvest from what you sowed. But see, if you sow things opposite of the fruit, like if you sow like anger, hatred, lust, um wrath, gluttony, greed, pride, see, envy. See, all of those are not the fruit of a spirit, but those are the part of the deadly sins. And so if you plant that, that's what you will receive. And see, a lot of times people just go and just plant stuff, and then when they get the repercussions, when karma come back and hit them, because whatever you throw out there is going to boomerang right back to you. That's why the word says, if you suffer, don't suffer as a murderer, don't suffer as a busybody in other people's matters, don't suffer as a thief, don't suffer as a killer, don't suffer as a coveter. Make sure when you suffer, when you go through your tests and trials, that you make the best out of it. Don't point at nobody, fingers at nobody, don't judge nobody, don't go and take from nobody, don't kill nobody just because you're going through things. See, a lot of times people feel that they too good to go through things. They want to reign with Christ, but they don't want to suffer with him. So you have to realize that when it's time to balance your karma, from the bad things that you done, people don't want to pay for the bad things they done. But can no one escape balancing their karma? Can no one skip reaping what they sow? Can no one run from an effect from a cause that they done themselves? And see, we are the ones that have to balance our karma ourselves. See, a lot of time people go out there and do things, and see, especially when God told you specifically not to do something, then when God told you simply not to do something and you do it anyway, that's a disobedience, and it's going to be a repercussion. And God said he chastised the ones he loves, and we will get the reward of what we did from disobedience. And we have to be the ones to balance our karma. And a lot of times people don't want to pay for what they did and balance their karma by taking the punishment. A lot of times people get upset. They get mad at other people because they won't help them. But the reason why man is so frustrated is because they want somebody else to balance their karma, when we ourselves, if you did it, then you have to balance it. You can't expect, just like if somebody go to jail, if somebody killed somebody, you know what I'm saying? They have to be the one to take the punishment. Not, he can't say, well, okay, my mother said she was going to pay this for me, or my father said he was going to do the time. Nope. If you get caught and you kill someone. Can't nobody do that time for you. You got to do your own time. And see, that's what's wrong with man and woman today is because they go live their life foolishly, and then they don't want to pay the price. They want to cry. They want to point to everybody else, but they go around planting seed of hurting people, being angry, going and kill, going and steal, doing home invasions. I have watched the first 48, and then when people get caught, they want to cry. I have seen people as young as 18 and 19, and 17, went out and killed people and was going on a crime spree. But when they got caught and it was time for them to do the time, they cried. And the police officer say, "Oh, you can't go back to your grandma's house now. You should have thought about that when you was taking a father away from his house, from his children and from his wife and from his family. You should have thought about that." But see, a lot of people, they want to be grown, they want to be big chested when they go out there and commit these crimes, but when it's time to pay, they don't want to pay. So we have to realize that, hey, you have to watch what seeds you sow. You have to realize karma is what the reward that you receive from the deeds that you have done, whether it's good or bad. And see, if you plant good seeds, it's going to come back around to you. And that's why some people get jealous of other people, because they see how their life is flourishing. They see how God is blessing them. Whatever they put their hands to do, they are blessed, and they prosper and they succeed at whatever they do. And they have a good reputation, and they have favor not only with God but with men. See, God say, what you do behind closed door, I will bless you openly. And see, people don't want to acknowledge that, hey, you know what? Maybe they did some good behind closed doors. And see, a lot of times people want to covet what somebody else have. God say, do not covet what your neighbor have. Because people say, you have to realize what you ask for, you might get it. See, you are not going to just see you're not going to receive what you see from a person's seed. You're going to have to go through exactly what they went through. See, a lot of times people see when people be blessed, because see, God don't mind if we enjoy certain things. God don't mind if we have a nice house, if we have a nice car, we have a nice job, we stay in a nice neighborhood, we have nice things. God don't care about that. Long as we put God first, as long as we put God first, that's what truly matters. And see, we have to realize, see, we look at other people and we feel like, some people feel like, oh, look at what, they have a good marriage. Oh, look at their home. They got a nice home. Look at their cars. Look how they dress. They just like they don't have a care in the world. But they don't know what happened behind the scenes and what they didn't see. And so that's why God say, do not covet, because not only you're gonna get what you see, but you're gonna get the stuff that you don't see, what they went through. Then a lot of times people wonder, why is all this coming upon me? God said that's what you asked for. So that's why you have to make sure you realize that your karma, you have to balance. You have to take your karma. You have to pay that price. You have to reap what you sow. You're going to get a cause. You're going to get effect from the cause, And see, and that's what we seeing a lot going on nowadays, is we seeing effect of people causes. We seeing what people reaping from what they saw. We seeing the karma that's boomeranging back to people. And so that's why God say, my people perish because lack of knowledge. People don't want to take the time to learn the word. People don't want to take the time to be in the word and understand it and know how to apply it to your life. Because in the book of James, it says faith without works is dead. So that means that if you have faith, you have to have works. You have to work God's word. God's word is action words, and that's why you have to not be ignorant. That's why you have to get in the word. You have to put the word, study the word day and night, meditate on it day and night, walk it out, learn it, make it be a part of you. Just like you groom yourself, you have to groom your soul. You have to make sure that just like you eat physical food, you have to eat spiritual food too, to keep your spiritual man and your mind and your soul and your spirit strengthened in your heart. You have to make sure you get your heart right. God say that we must get our mind renewed and our heart transformed. See, a lot of times people are mad at other people is because they have to balance their karma. This is not the law that man have set. This is the law that God have set. God said in his word that you will reap what you sow. And God said in Deuteronomy 28, which y'all know that is my favorite chapter chapter of the book of Deuteronomy, because it says, if you hearken diligently to my voice, all these blessings will fall upon you. You will be the head and not the tail, above and not beneath. You will be blessed in the city, blessed going out. You be blessed in the city. Whatever you put your hands to do will prosper and succeed. Your body will be fruitful. It talks about all the things that will transpire if you hearken diligently to God's voice. But from 15 on to the end of the chapter of Deuteronomy 28, it says the curses that fall upon you if you don't hearken to God's word. So it's telling you right there, if you disobey God, karma is going to come back around and you're going to receive the reward of your deed of disobeying God. But if you obey God, then you're going to receive the reward of you obeying him, you know? And so if you don't want curses to follow you, then you make sure that you don't disobey God. You make sure you obey him and do what is right. Make sure you follow all his commandments, walk in all the fruits of the Spirit. Make sure you put on your full armor each and every day. And make sure that you don't put nobody in front of God. Because I'm telling you, a lot of people going about their way. You know, God say that every perfect and good gift comes from up above. But people is forgetting that every perfect and good gift comes from up above. God blessed them with those jobs. God blessed them with their houses and their cars and their health and the things that they have. You know, people think that they got it from themselves. If God take his spirit out your body, then you be dead as a doorknob. And so you should put God first. God should be first and foremost in your life. And in order to get to the kingdom of heaven, you have to go through Jesus Christ. And Jesus is the truth, the light, and the way. You know, if you want to have a prosperous life, then you need to surrender to the Lord and let him lead and guide your life. Let Jesus be the center of your life, and he will show you the way. I'm telling you. So remember, you have to know that it's time to balance your karma, and you have to be the one to pay for your karma. You have to be the one to balance it. And some things that you can't balance, then you have to learn how to live with it. If it's certain things that you can't change, then you have to realize you have to live with some things and you have to keep it moving. But you have to realize you have to treat people the way you want to be treated. You have to sow the type of seeds that you want to harvest back from. You can't sow things that you don't want to receive. And so watch how you treat people. Watch how you communicate with people. Watch how you conduct business. Watch how you just live life, period. Make sure you obey God, you know, and leave the consequences to him. Yes, it's going to be people who talk about you. It's going to be people who going to try to pull you away, because just like God worked through people, the enemy worked through people too. And the enemy wants you to not worship God. He wants you to follow him. He wants you to be in the world and be of the world, when God say be in the world but not be of the world. And I pray that you really enjoyed this message, and I pray that you take these words to heed. It's time to get your life right, because in the book of Revelations it said when Jesus come, people don't know when he's come, but when he come, they're going to say, Jesus, Jesus. Jesus going to say, who are you? I don't know you. But then people going to want to throw all those things that they put in front of God out in the streets. And then, you know, then they're going to try to go get some oil. Just like the 5 foolish virgins that didn't have their oil, and they tried to smooch off the the 5 that did, and they said, go get your own oil. But when they went to go get the oil, when they heard that the bridegroom was there, guess what? You know, when they came back, the door was closed to them. Do you want the door closed to you? You better take this serious, because God ain't playing. If you see a lot of people are losing their lives, people are losing things that they putting in front of God. And God is saying, hey, he is a God that do things in order and decently. And he says, seek the kingdom of heaven first in his righteousness. He said, then all the things he know you need will be added unto you. He says, seek me and just keep your eyes and mind on me, so you be in perfect peace. And he said, why you keeping your eyes on me and I'm living for my purpose and obeying my commandments and doing the things that I expect you to do? He said, then I will be added unto you. You know, I'll be keep add. So make sure you forgive others. Make sure you don't judge nobody. Make sure you mind your own business. Make sure if you can't help nobody, that you don't hurt them with your tongue. Make sure you don't speak ill of no man. Make sure that you keep your head up and you stay strong and you treat people right. Make sure you do what is right, because remember, what's done in the dark will be brought to light, you know, because God have a way. Can't nobody beat God at being God, and can't nobody outsmart God, not even you, not even the strongest strongest person in this world can outsmart God. So now is the time to get yourself together, because you do have to balance your karma. Now is the time to go with the flow, keep your head up, and stay strong, and know that God come first, and Jesus and the Holy Spirit, the Holy Trinity. Listen to that small, still voice inside you, and obey God no matter what. You have to be a God pleaser, not a man pleaser. Until next time, I pray that you enjoyed this message. Peace.